All right, all right, all right. Whoa, 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 whoa. Double sound. Let's check on the audio. Hello? Whoa, 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 whoa. Double sound.
Yes.
Let's check on the audio. Hello? How
How
about
about
now?
now?
Testing
Testing
one,
one,
two.
two.
One, two, three. Checking audio. Okay, I think we're good. All right, all right, all right, all right. Awesome. Let's move this mic a little bit here. Uh, okay, we quiet that audio and we make sure that we have the chat visible. And let's produce a link just in case someone browser source. There you go. Okay. Welcome. Do you have proof God is real? Join. No. First do proof God is real. I'm checking on the make sure that we have this. There you go. And then if we have this, do you have any proof that God is real? And we put the link just in case anybody wants to try calling in. Because more than a debate, this should be an interesting conversation on why people believe in gods. Maybe we can put a little bit of music, maybe, possible. Where's the audio? Here? Yes? Maybe? Yes. Um, Hello. Hello. But that's a bit too loud for me, for my taste. Perfect. Even lower. Almost don't want to hear it, but a little bit of background music. So hopefully tonight someone provides the size of this nail proof that any of the currently available gods is real. It can be the God of the Bible, it can be Allah, it can be any of the other gods. The only one that you don't have to show proof of is Chulum. No need to prove that God. You can do it over chat. You can ask a question, you can provide evidence, or you can call in. That's fine. I put out some shorts today. Quite interesting. The titles: Christianity Trivia, like Bruce Lee used to say. I thought that was funny. Christianity Trivia, the God in the book, normally known as the Bible. Christianity Trivia, are there two gods? Are there two gods? Maybe. Possibly. There's more than one God. But that goes against the Bible. So, sacrilege. Come on, I know that tonight, man, someone is going to provide some proof that a God exists. Today, I spent a little bit of time listening to 3 or 4 channels talking about God, and man, there's a lot of people selling God, making good money. You know, you put a channel talking about God, man, you can make good money. Just say whatever you're gonna say that sounds good. Try to sell the idea of a loving God, you know. People will buy it, man. They will buy whatever you're selling. Whatever provides an attempt to make someone feel good. And you can use a God, whichever God. So, proof for a God. I know that someone out there. I titled this live stream a live debate. If there is a God, there should be no debates. If there is a God, I think should be absolutely abundance, infinite evidence that a powerful, all-knowing God is real, but it's not. There's none, zero whatsoever. The universe, we don't know how it came to be. We don't know what created it. We don't know if it was a society of gods that got together and put the universe together. We don't know that. The only thing that a believer has is a book, nothing else. Oh, of course, and some wishful thinking and, betting that the God is real. Not quite. maybe the music. Do some journaling, maybe while someone shows up and provides some proof of a God. I think so many people will benefit if someone provided some evidence for a God. I think that would end all those debates. Everything will come to an end. But I think that people having more and more and more debates is a good sign that probably nobody's providing any evidence for any God. So if you think you're knowledgeable about the Bible and you know that a God exists, man, this is your chance to prove that your particular God from your particular book is real. And not only lives in your mind and your wishes and your your imagination, but the God is real. It's gonna be a tough one to prove that the God of the God of the Bible created the universe. It's a tough one. How you connect the God mentioned in a book, how do you connect that God to the creation of the universe? Just because the book says so doesn't make it real. I'll do some journaling in the meantime. I like to take advantage of time. I got to get closer to the microphone, sorry. Maria Fernandez, hi, how are you? Good evening, welcome to my channel. Thank you for saying hi. Hi back to you. If you have a question, I'll be happy to answer. If you have a comment, I'll read it. Don't be shy, you can ask me a question, or you can provide proof that a God exists. That's my journaling. I'll do some more in a bit. But maybe in the meantime, I can promote some of my videos. Hopefully the music is not too loud. I can barely hear it. Manny Pacquiao says that God talked to him. When I went to see the video, to hear what God said to Manny Pacquiao, it was absolutely nothing interesting. God of the universe spoke to him, showed him heaven, and he didn't say anything of value. So I think that possibly Manny Pacquiao was making stuff up. Sadly. I was so excited to listen to Manny Pacquiao sharing how God showed him heaven and hell. It was nothing. He was describing hell as people going, "Arr, arr, arr." You gotta watch that video. I did my video response to Manny Pacquiao saying that God spoke to him. When he was asked, "What did God tell you?" his response was, "Well, God showed me." When he said that, I'm like, oh man, he's just gonna come up with some dark line stuff. And he did. He did. In case you don't know it, I present you with Chulum, the creator of the universe and the only God of the universe. Oh man, he's the new God in town, man. He's taking over. All those other gods, man, move out of the way because Chulum is coming for your customers. People are gonna be deconverting from these violent gods and turn to Chulum because Chulum is not violent. Actually, Chulum doesn't care if you love him or not. There's nothing you can do from him stopping loving you. No jumping through hoops, no salvation games, no hells, and especially no sacrifices. Wow. I like Chulum. Let's listen to what's gonna be maybe this one. No, because then I'm gonna break something. I'm not an expert in live streaming, so sometimes I touch something and then the audio stops or the video stops and I don't know how to fix it. So I try not to get too creative on the live stream. I'm excited, man. I know someone is going to provide some proof of a God, man. I cannot believe people are just pretending and pretending that a God exists without one tiny bit of evidence. It's pure faith. You know what faith means, man. Believing in something without having any evidence. I sometimes call it very respectfully being dumb. Because believing in something and having absolutely zero evidence for, you're playing with fire. You might get in trouble. Because in a way, that's also called betting. Betting on black or betting on red. Man, I'll wait here dancing while waiting for someone to show some evidence for a God. I'll show my moves. Wait. Man, probably someone proves that a God exists, man. I'm gonna have to change my channel. Clear God Waters. And I'll probably start selling God stuff, like merchandise, asking for donations in the name of God. And I'll make the big bucks. The moolah, like the Three Stooges used to say. You know, sometimes I suspect that all these people that talk about God in the internet, man, they're working for the devil. I'm telling you, I'm starting to suspect that. Because the spreading of ignorance is to a level that is sometimes unbelievable. I call it selling God. You start talking about God, you turn into a God salesman, selling the idea of a good God for money. It's very rare and hard to find someone in the internet having a channel talking about God and not asking for money in any shape or form. Yep. I'm gonna put a link so people can send me money talking against the beliefs of gods. Bringing awareness of the problematic of believing in God. It goes against humanity. Because in order to believe in a God, you must sacrifice some level of honesty in your humanity in order to make some space to believe in one of those available gods right now. I love it when someone tells me, no, my God is the only God. Everybody says the same thing. My God is the only God. Sure, your God is the only God. Chulum is the only real God out there. There's no other God. Who is Chulum? The creator of the universe. The only one. The only real God. When did that God, where does it come from? I just made it up. It makes no difference. From your God, my God. The only difference between your God and my God is that your God is violent. My God is not. Chulum is not violent. He doesn't like violence. No need to. He's God. He has everything. So that's one clue that you can have that a God is not real. When the God is violent, probably is not real. So any gods out there right now that are violent, like the God of the Bible, most likely is not real. But man, I look forward to seeing someone that will provide any proof for a God. This is your chance, man. This is like the circus. Come on. Anybody will provide evidence for a God. Come on, someone must have some kind of knowledge that other people don't have about God or any God, one of those gods that have a book. So if you know someone that knows or has any evidence for any of the currently available gods, just call them. Hey, there's a guy in a channel named Clear Waters. He's saying that there's no God and that the God of the Bible is not real. He's saying that any of the other gods are not real. That's exactly what I'm saying. Saying that God, my God, is the only real God doesn't prove any God. Unbelievable. Some people will use that as a proof that God exists. How do you know that God exists? I know because I know. Oh man, getting messages at this time at night for work. That's crazy. Come on. I wait here dancing, waiting for some proof of a God. Sometimes I have a hard time trying to find my own myself, my own live stream. That is just crazy. I understand that the algorithm on new channels not necessarily will show the live stream to everybody. Audio is good. It scared me for a second. I'm like, oh. I was talking about the algorithm that, yeah, supposedly when you have a new channel, you don't have enough time doing live streams. The algorithm will not suggest your channel or your live stream. Myself, I have a hard time finding it. I have to look for it, specifically Clear Waters, God is not real. And then it shows up like number 15 down in the list. But that's understandable. I mean, I gotta do what I gotta do. I'm bringing consciousness to the problematic of believing in gods. It's a problem. It's ruining humanity. It's bringing all kinds of problems. It's making people go sometimes crazy. It makes people insecure. It makes good people do bad things. There are so many bad things that come out from believing in God. That is, the list is long. I have made a couple of videos where I talk about the downside of believing in gods. It's a problematic. Sometimes you can have one person lying about something, but when you introduce a God, you will have a big group of people lying at the same time. Sometimes you can have a person that is pretending to be something that is not, but when you introduce a group of people to a God, they will do the same thing all at the same time, pretend that a God exists, and they will lie to themselves and to other people. It's absolutely incredible. How I'm so sure about this? Because I've been there, done that. I've been there. The pretending that a God exists is a heavy weight to be carrying around. It will affect your emotions down the road. It will affect your relationship with your family in a negative way. It will affect how people act in your country when introduced to a God. Because God, by default, bring with them any God, bring division and conflict. That is a default that you're gonna have with any of the available gods right now. The only exception to that is Chulum. It's the god Chulum. He doesn't bring any division or conflict because he doesn't come. He's not here. He doesn't interfere with humanity like the other gods do. The God of the Bible, man, he has his nose all over the place, watching what people are doing, especially when they are naked. Yeah, if you don't know who Chulum is, go find one of my recent live streams. I spent 1 hour explaining to you who Chulum is. Just to give you a hint, Chulum is a god that doesn't require to do any violence. So I'm suggesting if you are going to believe in a God because you are broken emotionally, I will suggest to believe in Chulum. Because Chulum will not require from you to jump through hoops. No salvation, no sacrifices, no blood, no wars, wars, no great floods. So definitely, if you're gonna believe in a God, choose Chulum. Chulum will not interfere with your life. So don't be praying to Chulum. He doesn't care about the outcome. But just by the fact that Chulum is not violent, I think is good enough to, what would I say, follow or believe in Chulum? What for? No need to. But whoever believes that the God of the Bible is real, I will go into a debate, but know if having a debate if God is real or not. Having a debate on why you're believing in a God. What's going on in your life that you have the necessity to believe in an entity that is not present physically in your surroundings? So someone could say to you that you have an imaginary friend. Would you blame them? No, because in reality, it's imaginary. In order to think about God, you have to imagine God. You want to think about the Holy Spirit or Jesus? You have to make that machinery in your imagination, put it to work. Because it's not coming all by itself. That is called pretending. You pay a high price pretending that a God exists, man. It's sad. It's sad, sad, sad. So there's no celebration, at least for me, that there is no God. I don't have nothing to celebrate. Being honest with myself is a sad place to be, man. There's no God. It's very lonely. But I don't have to pretend. No pretending, man. That feels good. I'm like, man, I'm free. Oh, man, that heavy weight that I used to carry around pretending that a God was real, man, it was heavy. It was heavy. I tell you that. I couldn't live with myself. Ana Javier, is the God of the Bible real? Real? Yes, of course it's real. Of course it's real. You know, the God of the Bible is real. Have a personal relationship with the God. But Javier, in order to have a personal relationship, you need a person, you know, like physically person. Well, God is here with me right now. Where? Right here. But I don't see it. But he's here, man. You don't see it because you don't have enough faith. But I have enough faith. So God is here. If you find yourself with a person that is deeply involved with one of those books that talks about God, then you have to be very patient. You have to be very patient. Your patience will be put to the test when you talk to someone that is extremely involved in one of these God books. Lots of patience. Nobody on the live stream? I think I am going to go back to my format of doing a presentation that takes like 30-45 minutes. And then after, I accept questions or comments. Because going straight to having a conversation with someone, I don't think it's working that good for any reason. I know that this topic is not very popular. Okay. Lots of messages, but I wait until the live stream is over in order to check my messages. Just to chat about something where I live here in Panama. It's extremely windy. Wow. The part that I don't like is that dust picks up a lot. It gets into my apartment and it gets dusty very quickly. How fast? Yesterday I cleaned some stuff and today it was dusty. That's how dusty it can get in here when wind blows. I'm surrounded by trees and grass. So, welcome to my channel. We're looking for proof of a God, if you have any. If not, you can ask me any questions about why I think that believing in God is a problem for humanity. That will ruin humanity if we continue believing in gods. The gods are very, very violent, very insecure. And these gods ask for too much. Man, my glasses. A little bit dirty. It seems, for example, that the God of the Bible, man, he needs attention. God of the Bible doesn't sleep. He's always paying attention on what you're doing, what you're saying, and what you're thinking. And while he's gone for something, doing something else, he sends Jesus or send the Holy Spirit to watch you. If you're gonna end up in heaven or being barbecue alive in a loving way, a loving barbecue. So it's been 37 minutes since I started this live stream and not one hint that one of the currently available gods is real. I want to do a little research, see if I can find my own live stream. Oh, look, I have a message. It's called Selling the Idea of a Good God, All for Money. Oh, people putting likes on my comment. Unbelievable. A guy supposedly is a professor think that God is real without any evidence. It's crazy. But let's go to live. Just go to a live section of YouTube and I'm gonna see if I can find my live stream. See, that is weird. I'm checking on the live section of YouTube and I'm going all the way down and I don't see my live stream. Am I doing something wrong? Probably if I go maybe God live stream, maybe I can see my own stream. Oh, there I am. Cool. So I had to look for it exactly like that. God live stream. maybe I'll come here for a second. Let me see if I'm gonna, how do you call this when you bump someone? I'm gonna bump someone on YouTube. Let me see. Okay. I know I'm gonna get blocked from this channel. I think this is called bumping or something like that. Something in that area. Just for fun. I like this kid from this channel. I think it's Ian. So let's find another one. See if we can find another live stream. The global prayer room. Man, I should have copy pasted that. Maybe if I can find it again. Maybe I can find it. Man, there's a lot of messages. Wow. I'm looking into someone else's live stream. And my recent message that I just sent. Oh, here it is. Okay, so let's go back. And let's just find another live. There's a lot of live streams that or got live streams. Let's put something here. And I'm gonna get so blocked. Oh, no chats. No chat available? Nope. And this is a live stream. When God says let go. Hey, there's my live stream. Now I can see my live stream. Number 5. Mock God and pays the price. Wow, that's crazy. Okay, let's see if we can bump in here. Some people are gonna get upset, but we gotta do what we gotta do. If we want to spread the word that believing in God is a problem. So we just leave that there. We really don't care about answers. And then we go here. The Holy Bible. the goodness of God or the badness of God. I might get someone interested in having a conversation because I participate sometimes in other people's channels to talk about the negative side or sides of believing in gods. ASMR. God, how do I handle this? Stephen Fortick. Apparently not too many live streams about God at this time at night, apparently, because I don't see that many. God will turn your situation. Healing scriptures. See what's here. Nobody's there. Nobody's watching that channel. Oh, there's 9 people. Why the world rejects God's word? Because the word can get crazy. Okay, let's put God debate live stream. See what comes up. Bible God debates. Let's take a look at this one. Subscribers only. Check on this one. Live stream, but no chat. And there's me again. Woohoo! Oh, look, both my live streams on vertical and horizontal. Okay, let's try it here. I'm looking at a debate right now. Some of these debates, you can spend hours listening to a debate that will take you nowhere. Some of these God debates are just an absolutely waste of time because you have 2 people talking about their feelings, not talking about God's, which I find it very interesting. So I welcome anybody that has any proof that a God exists. It's just very simple. Just Javier, look, the proof that God exists is so and so. Very easy. No complications, no mind games, no maneuvering, no word jiu-jitsu to try to prove a God. It's not necessary. I think if the God is so obvious, there should be a simple proof, God is real because so and so. That's it. Very simple. But if you have to get in a 4-hour debate trying to prove God, maybe there's a debate because there might be no God. And the God lives in your mind and your imagination. This is troublesome. I used to watch a lot of what's that atheist name? It's a famous atheist. I can't believe I remember his name. Atheist debate. Yep, Matt Dillahunty. I used to watch a lot of his videos and I got disappointed. I thought that Matt was trying to find, to have a conversation about really providing proof of a God, but he comes from a totally different perspective. That's different from mine. So I'm looking through the live streams in YouTube that have to do with God. Oh, there is Wes Huff, also known as the guy that he doesn't know the answer, he will make it up. That's not nice. But sometimes it sounds like that. Yep. Okay, that's it for me. I don't need to be looking through the other people's channels, looking at their debates. I sometimes spend, I'm not going to say hours, minutes watching and listening to debates. And when they get to a point where the people are just talking about their feelings and not really debating, they're trying to make it to who is the most smart or knowledgeable about God. That's it for me. Not interested anymore. Oh man, I get thirsty. So, some of my videos that you might be interested in watching. Where does God come from? The best explanation in the internet. Manny Pacquiao hears God's voice, but doesn't tell you anything about what he said. Religious emotional blockage. Yes. Christian baptism problem. Big, humongous problem. More like a business. And Mr. John Lennox. I like him. No evidence of a God. Joe Rogan said, what? My good friend Wes Hoff. You don't know the answer, you make it up, man. That's my opinion. 10 facts about Christianity. Actually, 10 crazy facts. A story about God. A story about an unstable God. And for your knowledge, Jesus is not the only way to God. Something else is the only way. I explained it on that video. God is not real. Live debate. Oh, that's the name of the of the live stream. Oh man, I had so much fun doing this video. Where does God come from? This one too. I laugh a lot. That was fun. And this is the new God in town, Chulum, the creator of the universe. In case you don't know it. So it's gonna be almost 1 hour since I started this live stream. Looking to have a conversation with anybody out there that has any proof that a God exists, but apparently there's no one with evidence for a God, and that's cool. No problemo. So I might just go back to what I was doing about talking about a subject. There's so much to talk about in regards to believing in God's problems. So much to talk about, especially the business of selling the idea of a good God. I think we can make a lot of videos about that. I'm gonna do some journaling before we shut down the live stream. Okay, that was my journaling. My last session of journaling. I try to do 1 or 2 a day. But anyways, if you get to watch this live stream, if you have the patience to watch it after it's recorded, thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Take care.